This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. The Supreme Court of the United States has ended the national nightmare thrust upon us by the Roe decision of the Supreme Court in the early 70s. The decision is no more. It has been overturned. Roe and its progeny, Casey. I think there should be a holiday in the future where we celebrate the end of this terrible stain on America. The court has found that the Constitution doesn't provide you a right to procure an abortion. These unborn human beings finally will be protected under law. Millions potentially will be saved because of the end of this Roe regime. Let's name the heroes of the day. Justice Alito, Justice Thomas, Justice Gorsuch, Justice Kavanaugh, Justice Barrett. They stood fast in the face of, as I say, these threats and overturned Roe versus Wade. Americans will mourn, and I know I do, the tens of millions of human beings, over 60 million, lost to abortion on demand under the Roe regime. But Americans will soon rejoice, and I know I will, for the millions who will live thanks to Roe being thrown into the dustbin of history. You know, simply put, abortion ends a human life, and it's incompatible with a civil or moral society. That criminal leak, the illegal protests, the threats, they didn't work though. Justices Thomas, Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett held firm for the rule of law, and they'll go down in history for their bravery. And the decision, depending on how you read it, essentially was 5 Supreme Court justices voted to overturn Roe versus Wade completely. Now states can again extend the protection of law to the precious lives of unborn human beings. The states and potentially the federal government can now move, and some already have, states have moved to protect unborn human beings. Now many states will continue to allow their citizens to kill their unborn offspring and others who come into that state. So this debate is not over. So the question is, do you want to protect the lives of all unborn human beings, most unborn human beings, some unborn human beings, or the lives of no unborn human beings? Now, virtually every politician in the land will have to answer that question. And you, dear citizen, will have to answer that question for yourself, because you will have a chance to influence this debate. In many ways, this decision today, overturning Roe, is an anti-judicial corruption decision. It has fixed a judicial abuse. And when you see the egregious corruption in the Roe court, you'll see what I mean when I say this is an anti-corruption decision. It restores the rule of law. It protects the Constitution. President Trump himself was terribly abused. No other president has been abused like President Trump. If I could talk to him directly about this, I would tell him, I know you've been through terrible abuse, and you still are being abused. But let me suggest that the lives of the unborn babies that will be saved as a result of your decision-making and your commitment to life, I hope is a significant solace to you. Think of all those pro-life activists over the last 50 years who have fought to preserve and protect unborn life, to help pregnant mothers who are desperate straits and help them choose life. Now those opportunities will abound in miraculous ways. Thank God that President Trump was able to appoint these justices. I was a little kid. I came down here with my parents. My first visits to Washington, D.C. were for pro-life marches here in town. And I tell you, my wife and I were crying this morning of tears of joy that these unborn human beings finally will be protected under law. Judicial Watch, as you may know, filed an amicus brief, a friend of court brief with the court, and they agreed with one of our key points, is that the Supreme Court under Roe did not have the authority to overturn the abortion laws of the various states. We're pro-life in our attitude. We've done some excellent work in the pro-life area, exposing information about RU 486 that the Clinton administration was trying to hide related to its safety and other issues with it. We have exposed the horrors of fetal organ trafficking paid for with your tax dollars. We've exposed the attacks on the First Amendment rights of pro-life protesters. Justice Alito's opinion is one for the ages and simply holds it is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. This is a day to celebrate life. 5 Supreme Court justices today stood strong in the support of the Constitution by overturning Roe. Today's decision begins to undo Roe's damage to the nation. I encourage you, as a citizen, to read this opinion. Now we have opportunities, as I said, to protect the right to life. Judicial Watch, of course, will continue to use the tools available to us under the law to expose the pro-abortion horrors that we've seen, for instance, in organ trafficking, and seek ways to better defend and expand the right to life of all human beings. God bless America.